Dr. Greger stirred up
Oh,
some
yeah.
gut controversy by talking about the problem with eating fermented foods and how they can cause stomach cancer. So this is not untrue. There have been several studies that have shown that certain populations in Asia, especially in Korea and other areas that eat a lot of kimchi, have higher instances of stomach cancer. That's for two main reasons. One, it's the high amount of salt that's added to those things. So again, maybe kimchi is not your only source of fermented foods. So that salt is huge. It's really these salted nitrates that end up being precancerous. And the second component is those nitrates. So these nitrates are high in things like fish paste and shrimp sauce. So some of the studies actually showed that the nitrate, this was actually the main source of the cancer-causing component. This came from, again, animal proteins. This nitrogen, it is higher in animal proteins and it is higher in animal products. So this nitrogen is going to produce a little bit more nitrate, and that can turn into something that's inflammatory for the gut and cause, precancerous changes.
Nitrosamines. It gets onto that nice little chemistry a little bit.
Yes, nitrates are converted into nitrates with that
nitrosamine compounds and things like that. So this again goes back to what I was just saying, right? What you're inputting and then what's fermenting with the probiotics, and then what are you getting out of that? So again, what we're finding is with some of the animal products, you are getting inflammatory postbiotics. Again, there's a lot. And keep in mind, this was a lot of these studies that they looked at for this were case control studies, meaning they looked at a group, they followed them either prospectively or retrospectively, and they kind of compared them to another group and found, oh, this group eating lots of this kimchi had higher rates of stomach cancer than this other group. And so were you going to add something to that?
Yeah, with looking at groups like that, also that can play into genetic abnormalities. So there was actually a really good study, and Dr. Greger referenced it, but they showed that polymorphisms or, changes in genetics were also higher. Certain genetic markers were higher in these groups as well. So they had higher intake. They also had the genetic component, and then they're fermenting their kimchi usually again with shrimp paste and fish sauce. Those three compounds together are what make kimchi potentially problematic for people. So conclusion, eat kimchi.
Yeah, we eat kimchi.
Yeah.